Please hold. I'll be right with you.
Passing a blur, and I haven't said a word to my friends. And my thoughts fly like the wind, and I don't know where to begin, so I don't. I am stuck in a tailspin, feeling stuck in my own skin, and it's warm. Losing sight of who I am, feeling lost all over again. Goddamn, I am warm.
Hi, girls. I wanted to make a video. This is gonna be so hard to talk about when I just finished this book, but let's try and get this out of the way. Okay, I wanted to make my YouTube channel focus more on books because I live, laugh, love, breathe books, and I need people to talk about them too. Okay, I have my book club, I have my book girlies, but I need someone to talk to who's read every book that I've read. So if I post this on YouTube, I don't care if nobody watches it. I'm talking to something, at least. I'm talking about it. Okay, this week's video, we are going to do a read with me in a week. It's Monday. I think I'm going to do Monday to Friday instead of like Sunday to Saturday, just because that just makes more sense for me. Okay, so since that's out of the way, let's do a read with me through the week. Obviously, starting with is a rough word. I think I started at like 120 pages this morning. And I just finished Bane, which if you don't know what Bane is, it's the second book to Lightlark. I'm gonna try to think of things that I can say without spoilers, and I'll put your spoiler warning and where you need to skip to if you don't want spoilers, but that's not yet. I don't know what I can say without spoilers. She wrote this book. I'm a vibe reader, okay? We're not looking for technicalities here. She wrote this book in an amazing way. She brought up so much emotion in this book. Okay, sorry, that's all you get. You saw my reaction. That should be enough to tell you that you should read the book, okay? Now, spoiler alert, skip to here if you don't want spoilers. What the fuck did I just read? First of all, I literally just finished it. The last 2 pages alone. Even with the first book, I keep thinking that I'm like, okay, no, like this is gonna happen. And then literally everything is a plot twist. Every single fucking thing is a plot twist. She did this cool thing where like, while in the beginning you were like, oh, she's so ending up with Grimm. So then you're like, oh, Oro's the blonde guy. Of course she's not gonna end up with him. But then like, she pulls it out for enough time where you're like, I like love her with Oro. Like Oro's great. She should be with Oro. But then the memories, it's like she in this book, okay, she made you feel just as conflicted and confused as Isla was. Tell me I'm wrong. How do you... You can... Y'all, it's so good. Let's see what I highlighted and what I wrote down in here, because I wrote a lot in this because my sister-in-law is reading it. No, she's reading Lightlark right now. So I have no one to talk to about this because she asked me to read Lightlark because she started it and she's not done with Lightlark yet, and I'm literally reading Bane. So she'll come back and watch this later, I'm sure. I think this book I've seen someone say like, I don't think this book is that like good. It just seems like a rewrite. And like, while I can see similarities to other books that I've read in this book is so well rounded in my opinion. So anyways, I did write on page 7. On page 7, I genuinely think she'll still end up with Grimshaw. And I was right. I'm sure a lot of us guessed that, but that was pretty good. There was one part, honestly, I might feel the worst for Isla, not saying that she's gone through more or as much as other characters that I've read about, but something about this author's writing, I feel like I'm connected to Isla. I'm being told I don't know how to explain. I underlined a person could only take so much, and I wrote on the side, I feel so bad for her, because I do. I genuinely feel so bad for Isla. She was picked up by the rebels, okay? Like the first time. This is like very early on, page 46. Cold hands gripped her raw skin, so it's talking about her getting taught, and then she was thinking about pulling the necklace. And it said, Grim would end them all in a moment. I said, yes ma'am, he would. Okay, but then, Ora pulled the classic line. When Ora had found Isla, this was after the rebels had gotten her. When Ora had found Isla shaking in raw skin, he had looked like he wanted to bring the entire island down. The very ground beneath their feet had shaken as he said very calmly, who did this to you? So it's like you're just as stuck as she is. Tell me if someone did that, you wouldn't be like, bleh. Okay. And I literally wrote page 51. I thought I knew shit then. Page 51. This might be the first time that I don't know who I want her with more. I did not like that he called her Love. Like, Aura's pet name for Isla was Love. I didn't like that. That felt a little like, it didn't feel like it fit the time period. And there is no clear time period. This is fantasy. But to me, it didn't fit. What I'm not understanding is she had begged him over and over and over again to make her forget. And he refused, but then he made her forget, like, when it seemed like she didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really get that part. Oh, I wrote on page 69, what if the plan of Isla forgetting wasn't just Grim's, but hers too, and that's why he says she'll come back to him. Which it kind of was, but, like, also that ending, I really don't know. And then Grim literally said, let go of my wife. What? Secretly, I was rooting for Grimshaw the whole time. I'm sure, like, that is a common feeling. But what? Your wife? Like, that's why I'm saying I feel like she did such a good job with this, because we were finding out with Isla, so we're feeling, like, her shock. Right in the last chapter again. This is the whole last chapter. I just have so many questions. So anyways, 5 out of 5 stars. I thought the first book was good. I might even go on to Goodreads and change it to 4 stars because of how diabolical this book is. Now listen, if you're someone who likes, like, I don't know, I'm not a pretentious reader, and I'm not saying that pretentious readers are bad. However, I'm questioning if I love Fourth Wing as much as this now. Which I know there's a lot of beef with Fourth Wing. Okay, I get it. But, like, ACOTAR seems like a cutesy little romance to me now. And maybe I just need to reread it, but, like, it's like normally in books, like, you know things before the character, right? So you're just, like, waiting for them to find out. And you're like, oh my god, I'm so scared for the character to find out. But, like, we were living this with Isla. It's only, like, talking about her feelings, all that stuff. So, like, we're learning this. We're not hearing from, like, Grimshaw's point of view, so we don't know what he knows. Anyways, 5 out of 5 stars. I am gonna pick another book later. I have chores. I don't want to do them, but I have like 4 loads of laundry to fold, and I want to get that done this afternoon. So I think that I definitely do need to start another book tonight. That way I won't pick up another book because I'll just be thinking about this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick one up tonight before I can think too hard about it. So I'll catch up with you girls when I do that. But happy Monday. We finished Nightshade for day 1. Okay, girls, so I know 100% what we're going to read because I cannot stop thinking about it. But I wanted to share with you my TBR, which is really big. So that's what she looks like. I have a lot of books to read, but the one that we're reading today, I've been thinking about for a long time. I don't know why. I thrifted this book and I don't know why I'm excited to read it. It should be a quick, easy, funny read, and it's only 200 pages, which is what I need after I read like such a big cliffhanger for myself because we don't want to go into a reading slump. So I'm gonna start reading this, and I think I'll read till my boyfriend gets home. We'll see how far I get, and then obviously we'll read some more tomorrow. So let's get to reading.
Wanting things to change, but I can't control the rain. And I keep looking for my peace in false realities and broken dreams. I am stuck in a tailspin, feeling stuck in my own skin, and it's warm. Losing sight of who I am, feeling lost all over again. Goddamn.
Hey girls, it's Tuesday. I'm so tired. I woke up late, got ready late, all the things. But I wanted to sit down with you for a sec because I ended up finishing this last night, which I know sounds super quick. I'm kind of a quick reader, but the thing is, this book is literally like all of the writing is just like emails back and forth and text messages. So like it was super quick. I wasn't expecting that. I flipped through it and saw like the text messages and emails, and I really like that in a book. I think it's fun. It makes you kind of feel like you're there, but that's all this was. There was like no context through the whole book, but I don't really think that was the point. There's an author's note in the beginning, and essentially I want to tell you like what it's about before you pick it up, because I don't think this is for everyone. So it's by Neel, Shah, and Skye Chatham. The guy wrote his part, and the girl, his part and his best friend's part, and the girl wrote her part and her best friend's part, okay? So the only parts that they could see was like what they were writing to each other, and then they couldn't see what the other person was writing. So like if the girl was writing the girl character to the girl best friend, the guy had no idea until the book came out. So they said they did it as like a experiment, just like see how in real relationships, how the girl and the guy would talk to their best friend about the person and how they talk to each other and stuff like that. So in that aspect, it was pretty cool. I actually really loved the ending. I thought it was quite cute. I never say quite, sorry. I'm so tired. I don't know where I'm at. I thought it was cute, but I rated this 3 stars. I wouldn't really recommend it. I don't know, like the guy was kind of annoying to me in this book, and the girl kept trying to like downplay herself and her feelings the whole time, and there were some distasteful jokes in it. So I don't know, when was this book published? I picked this up at a thrift store. Oh, 2015. I'm kind of surprised by some of the jokes that are in here that this was written in 2015, but regardless, 3 stars. I don't know that I would recommend it. If you think it's fun to read like the emails and the text messages, you'd like it. I read this in like 2 hours, I think. That's my review. I picked this up off my TBR last night for my next read, and it's because I still feel like I need to like read easy reads, like authors that I know like and stuff like that, so I don't go into a book slump. So I picked up this one by Lucy Score, and I don't love Lucy Score. I've said it before. I think that her writing can be very cringy, which I've heard Haley Pham talk about how like you can't control like if you you can't control while you're reading if you cringe, and a lot of the stuff that Lucy Score writes makes me cringe, but I usually love the plots of her book, and I don't like hate her writing by any means. It's just I hate the cringy parts. So she's not like my go-to is what I'm saying. I don't dislike her, but she's not my go-to. So this is what I'm reading next, and I'll see you girls when I get somewhere with this. Okay, so I just looked this up on Goodreads. This is the 4th in the series, so we will not be reading this, which I think like Lucy Score's books are just about like other characters as you go on, but I just don't want to read it out of order. So upon taking a look at my shelf, I think I'm gonna read this one. I have been actually quite excited to read this one. I said quite again. I don't know what's happening. I've been excited to read this one since I got it. I found it at the thrift store. It's called A Lady's Guide to Mischief and Mayhem. I can't like talk this morning. I don't know what's going on. I hate hate when they put stickers on books. I like disrupting the cover. It just really bothers me. Anyways, it's by Manda and I've never read by her before. So it's about a newspaper columnist. Okay, it's like a crime scene mystery and I think romance too. Oh, okay, so one's a criminal and he's working with the newspaper columnist. Wait, what? Oh, this might be an enemies to lovers. I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is what we're reading and I'll see you girls probably after work today and we'll see how much I read today. I'm really excited for this one. It is 336 pages, so I think I should be able to finish it today. We'll see though. Hi girls, I just got home from work. I have some unfortunate news. Have not made it very far. I'm only on page 84. I really don't know how I feel about this book yet. It's kind of boring. I mean, not really. Okay, so I've just now gotten like interested. I've just now gotten to the point where like I want to read this, which for a 300-page book, usually if I'm gonna enjoy the book, I'm into it by like, I don't know, like 50 pages in, I'm not sure. Anyways, maybe it's just not my thing, but I really hate the way that, okay, first, I've been doing a very bad job about like describing what I'm reading. So especially this morning, I was totally out of it, had no clue what was going on. So this book is about a woman who owns a newspaper and she also writes a column in the newspaper, and she did not like the way that men were saying that like women are too hysterical to hear about like crime, especially like stuff like murder. And so she starts a column called A Lady's Guide to Mischief and Mayhem. And this is set in like the 1800s in London. So she has this column and there's this guy who is a lead detective for the police and he couldn't solve this serial killer thing. And so that's like where we're going. Okay, so she has a true crime column, he is a police detective, and they butt heads. So yeah, that's what this is going to be about. And maybe I just don't like the setup of it so far. I'm not sure what I'm not liking about it, but I'm hoping that I love it more. So that's where I'm at on this one. But exciting. Woo! I know what we're going to read next because I got a package. And she's beautiful. Y'all, I'm so excited. I am so excited about this book. Okay, I know, I forgot which video it was in, but I had read the first one of this, which is Assistant to the Villain, and I was obsessed with it. Like, I loved that book so much. I read it so quick. I loved the characters. I so loved the characters. I thought it was funny. I thought it was intriguing. I just loved it so much. So I'm so excited for this one, and it left on quite a cliffhanger if I'm remembering correctly. So I can't wait to dive into this one. So we need to finish this girl so fast because this will be our next read. I am so excited because I have like a couple series that aren't finished yet. I know Akatar for sure, which obviously I've been waiting the longest for. Then there was this one, and then I'm waiting on Sky Shade for the Light Lark series and Onyx Storm for Fourth Wing. So I'm excited to actually be starting on some of these series that aren't finished, and I don't know if there's going to be another one after this one. I guess I'll have to read it to find out, but I'm so excited. I love the size of these books because, like, if you can see, it is a paperback, but it's quite a bit bigger. And I just really like the size of these ones. Okay, so there's 337 pages in this, so very excited to start it. Anyways, before we read this afternoon, I need to vacuum, work out, and I think I'm going to start a load of laundry. We're going to do that today, and then we will get to reading. I really want to finish this tonight so I can start this one, so I'm going to give it my very best shot. But it's taking me a lot longer to get through, like, even the pages in this one because it's, like, kind of not old English, but I don't know. Just, like, it's not a flow of words because it's not all words that you are just going to, like, take in super quickly. See you girls later. Okay girls, I just finished all of my little chores that I wanted to get done. So now we're gonna make a little snack. I'm sweating. I worked out and then vacuumed, and every time I do that, I also look bald. Anyways, every time I do that, I get like ridiculously hot regardless of what time of year it is. So I took a cold shower, washed my booty. I wasn't trying to say booty, I was trying to say body. Okay, my forehead looks so big because my hair is slicked back because I didn't wash it this morning, and normally I wash it every day, but I told you girls earlier I woke up late. So anyways, let's make a snack and get to reading because I really want to finish this book. Also, just to throw it in here somewhere, I feel like it's important to tell you girls that I have only been reading since like 2022. So I feel like a lot of the books that I have been reading are like really popular ones because I feel like I'm playing a game of catch up. But I also wanted to say that in case like my ratings aren't like on par with what a lot of other people's are, because in a year, in 2 years from now, I could go back to some of my 5-star reads and be like, girl, that was like a 3-star read and you didn't know what you were talking about. So people change, things change, but as of right now, all of my ratings stand. I go through Goodreads and like check over my ratings pretty often. There isn't anything that I would really want to change about them. I just felt like you girls would want to know because I watch a lot of book stuff, obviously, like whether that's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, I watch a lot of it. And I find that a lot of my ratings are different. I also have really big feelings in general, so that plays out in books a lot. Anyways, let's get to reading. Hey girls, unfortunately I'm here for another update on this book. I feel like it won't end. I even sped read, like I intentionally was like, if you didn't pick up a word, that's okay, just keep going. And I only made it to page 144. I really am not loving this, and I'm gonna give it another try this morning. And if I just still hate it after reading this morning, because I have about an hour, a little over an hour that I can read. If I still am not loving it, I think I'm gonna DNF it because it's just so little has happened in this time period. So little has happened. And like when a character is telling, how would I say this? Okay, so say our female main character is telling somebody a story, it'll include when she's telling other people in her life the exact same story. You're hearing the exact same story over and over, and it's just really not my fave. But hopefully we can get this finished for Apprentice to the Villain because that's what I really want to read. Happy Wednesday.
The days pass in a blur, and I haven't said a word to my friends. And my thoughts fly like the wind, and I don't know where to begin, so I don't. Stuck in a tailspin, feeling stuck in my own skin, and it's warm. Losing sight of who I am.
Okay, girls, I just finished A Lady's Guide to Mischief and Mayhem, and I hated it. I didn't hate it, like the plot was good. I loved the female main character. Really did not like the male main character at all. But I also have to remind myself like this was written in the 1800s. But it's also fictional, so they could have made it less sexist than it was. I didn't enjoy it. It was such a slow book, and all of like these conversations and things happening could have went by so much quicker. Like I skipped at the end. I would start skipping like 2 chapters at a time and literally was not missing any information. I really did not like this book. I think I'm gonna rate it 2 stars. Maybe I just don't like historical fiction. I really haven't dove into it too much, so I don't want this to guide my impression of it. I have 2 Kristen Hanna books that I want to read, so I'm not going to say that I hate historical fiction because I love history. That's the weird thing about it. So I don't know. Anyways, we are going to start, not currently, I have to go to work here in a few minutes, but We are going to start today Apprentice to the Villain, which I showed you girls before. Sorry it's dark in here, but I'm just grabbing this book so I don't want to turn the light on. So this is what we're starting. I'm obsessed with the sprayed edges. I think they're so cute. I need to put this book on my shelf. I think my boyfriend's gonna build me another bookshelf because my bookshelf is getting pretty full. I'll show you girls because I don't think I've shown you my bookshelf since like January, and it's grown a lot. Right here we have all of my fantasy books. I have these two down here, which is the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue and the Atlas 6, which the Atlas 6 I DNF'd. Millie thinks I'm trying to pet her. Down here, you can't really see, is everything else. I have them separated out by authors more than anything else. So like, let's see what I've got. I want to read more by Elena Armas because she's really good. Or the book that I read by her was really good. And I hadn't read from her before because I heard not great things about the Spanish love deception or something like that. Right here, these two, we have Christina Lauren, which I have not loved either of her books that I've read, so that's why I don't have more than that. And then right here we have Lucy Score. I've only read this series by her, but I got that book that you guys saw. This is a train wreck. I got that book that you guys saw, so I'm gonna have to get the first three and then I'll read the fourth one once I get to it. I want to read more Mia Sheridan because I loved Archer's Voice. I am a super big Taylor Jenkins Reid fan, so I want to get more of her books too. And then I've got Icebreaker and Wildfire. Daydream comes out super soon, I'm pretty sure. I have Lauren Asher right here. Emily Henry, of course. I've read all of her books except for Funny Story, but I wait for her books to come out in paperback because if you can't tell by my shelf, I prefer paperback books. And then my favorite romance author, Ali Hazelwood. I've read all of her books. Literally all of these are Ali Hazelwood. This is her novellas. And then we have The Love Hypothesis, Love Theoretically, Love on the Brain, Check and Mate, Bride, and Not in Love. And she has another book coming out in February of 2025 that I'm super excited for. I've already pre-ordered it. I love when the books have sprayed edges. I think they're so beautiful. Top in the fantasy, it's just the same thing. There's just less authors because most of it is Sarah J. Maas. And then I have Light Lark and Nightbane, the Divine Rivals duology, and The Hunger Games, which, fun fact, got me into my reading journey. And then I have Shatter Me, Fourth Wing, and then of course Assistant to the Villain, which is what I'm reading next. Anyways, that's my bookshelf. The books that I have like up top of my romance books are all the ones that are not my fave. So we have Magnolia Parks. Listen, I hated Magnolia Parks, but we could talk about that another day. And then just like random ones that I just didn't really care about too much. I'm not a big dark romance reader, so I have that right there. I liked Speak, but it's not romance, so I put it up top. I obviously am not the biggest Colleen Hoover fan anymore. And yeah, I actually really loved The Light We Lost, but it's just not one of my faves. So anyways, I didn't think I was going to be doing a bookshelf tour. But when Keaton builds me a bookshelf, I think we're going to build it off of the pantry right there because it would just fit so perfectly. She's getting full, so that feels like an accomplishment, like that bookshelf getting full, because I've been working on it for quite a while. Anyways, girls, I have to get ready to go to work. I'm going to take this with me. We'll see how far I get in it today. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Hey girls, I have had a busy afternoon. I think it's like 6:30 right now. So I haven't had a ton of time to read. We have made it 79 pages into Apprentice to the Villain. I'm already obsessed. I'm already eating it up. Y'all, Hannah Nicole Maehrer. I don't know. Her writing style, I don't know what it is, but she takes like the most serious things and makes them funny and cute. If I could recommend like a new author for you to try, I don't know if she has other books out, but if I could recommend a series for you to try, it would be Assistant to the Villain and Apprentice to the Villain. And are they just so cute to have on your shelf? These are so good and they're so easy to read. It's like such a, I don't want to say basic because I'm not meaning basic in a bad way, but like such an easy fantasy, easy to follow, not much world building, super fun kind of fantasy read. And if you're looking to get into fantasy in a kind of lighthearted way, I think this is a great way to do it. I love these characters. I love this book. I love the writing. I love the cadence of the story. Like from the beginning, you're like ready to go with this book. Like it doesn't take that long to get attached and like hooked and whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading Apprentice to the Villain and I'll see you girls when I've made some progress. Guess what I finished today? I finished it way earlier today, but I went to dinner with my boyfriend and some of his family. What? I gave it 5 stars, but hear me out, okay? So I was gonna give it 4 stars, and then the last couple of chapters really rounded this whole book out in my opinion, because before the ending I was like, there's just a lot of stuff left hanging, but then she picks it up at the end and somehow still leaves it on a cliffhanger. So I'm so invested in this storyline. I'm so invested in these characters. I love Evie so much. Like, I love her so much, I don't think you understand. And the villain is like the top, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, when you picture a morally gray male main character, it's literally him. Like, he would kill anyone but her. So I love this book so much. There's like always so much going on, but you never feel like left out or confused or anything. And I feel like all of the characters have like the best found family, whatever. Like, they all match each other so well, and there's like a couple different love storylines going. I just think it's so good. I think it's like a cozy fantasy, I guess you would call it. I am so invested in this book, and one of my favorite book YouTuber, book talkers, whatever you want to call them, I just saw her review on the first book. It was, I think, from her July reads, but maybe it was last year, I don't know. Anyways, she said that it was kind of boring to her. So I don't know. I think if you would like a cozy fantasy, then you would like this book. But if you're more like looking for ACOTAR or Fourth Wing, I don't think you're gonna find it here. I just love everything about this book. I love everything about the first book. I think they're so great. I think they're literally so funny. I'm sure you could see like in my time lapses, but I was like laughing out loud so many times. So I thought it was great. We need to pick out a book for my TBR to read, and I have no idea what I want. I kind of am still feeling in a fantasy vibe. Like, I want to still be reading fantasy. I have this book that I've been thinking about a lot. I thrifted it. It's called The First Girl Child by Amy Harmon. This is why I picked it up. Okay, it says, in a time of runes and magic, one woman's curse has the power to destroy or save. I don't know, that really drew me in. I either want to read that or The Nightingale, because I've heard that's really good. I have just been reading some like really light and easy books after I read Bane. So I think I'm ready now for some more serious books. So either I'm gonna read this or I'm going to read, I also have The Guest List by Lucy Foley that I've been wanting to read. And then also Emma in the Night, which kind of looks like a shorter book. So I really don't know what I want to read, if I'm being completely honest with you. There's 305 pages in Emma in the Night, which I'm really not really caring too much about page numbers. I think I just want to read like a thriller, mystery, or fantasy. I think I'm gonna wait until the morning to pick, but I think it's between these 2 books, and I feel like I'll probably go with this one, but I'll update you girls in the morning because I'm not fully decided yet. But tomorrow's our last day of Read With Me in a Week. I have been reading so much this week. I don't want you to think that this is how much I read every week. My reading journey is like very up and down. This is just what I've read this week, and I just decided to bring you with me this week. So anyways, I'll see you girls in the morning. Hey girlies, I never finished my reading vlog because I read like 2 pages on Friday. I softy enough The First Girl Child because it's like very fantasy and I was not in the mood for that. And I want to be in the mood for it because I really, really like it actually. So we'll be seeing her later, but thank you guys so much for watching if you did watch. I've been having so much fun. I think I'm turning my YouTube into a booktube, so be prepared for all of the book content, okay? I hope you girls are excited. I'm so excited. I love reading. I love books. I love talking about books, but sometimes things don't hold for me, so I'm really hoping that I put my all into this booktube and I try really hard and I do my very best. So I'll be seeing you girls very soon, and like this video, please. Thank you. Bye-bye.